The 1997 United Kingdom 50 pence, 50p, coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II stands as a significant transitional piece in British numismatics. This coin is notable not only for its continued portrayal of the late monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, but also because it marks the final year that the original large-size 50 pence was minted for general circulation. Introduced in 1969, shortly before the full decimalization of British currency in 1971, the 50 pence coin was initially created as a replacement for the old 10-shilling banknote, which was gradually being withdrawn. The 50 pence coin was remarkable in its own right for adopting an innovative seven-sided, equilateral curved heptagon shape, an uncommon feature in world coinage that helped it stand out while still rolling smoothly in machines. By 1997, the large-size 50 pence had been in circulation for nearly 3 decades, and public attitudes toward it had shifted. While the coin's unusual shape was largely accepted, its relatively large size and weight made it cumbersome for everyday use. Additionally, changes in vending technology, increasing metal costs, and shifting patterns in consumer behavior prompted the Royal Mint and the UK Treasury to revisit the design. This year, therefore, marks an important threshold between old and new, where the United Kingdom made a decisive move to downsize the coin, improving its practicality and aligning it more closely with other coins in terms of physical dimensions. On the obverse of the 1997 50p coin is a right-facing effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Raphael Maklauf, a British sculptor of Jewish-Russian heritage. This third portrait of the Queen had been introduced in 1985 and was used on all UK coins until 1997, when it was replaced the following year by Ian Rank Broadley's more realistic and mature portrait. Maklauf's design portrays the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a diadem that features roses, thistles, and shamrocks, floral symbols representing England, Scotland, and Ireland respectively. The Queen's name and royal title surround the effigy, inscribed in Latin as Elizabeth II D.G. Reg, F.D., followed by the date 1997. This inscription is an abbreviation of Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Maklauf's portrait is particularly notable for its stylized and regal presentation. Unlike the more humanistic and austere effigies that followed, his rendering imbues the Queen with a divine, almost timeless quality. Critics and numismatists often discuss how this portrayal, although majestic, began to feel increasingly outdated by the mid-1990s, as public and artistic trends moved toward desire for realism and relatability in monarchic imagery. Reverse design Britannia. The reverse side of the 1997 50 pence coin features the enduring and iconic figure Britannia, seated beside a lion. This image was designed by Christopher Ironside, an English artist and coin designer. His design had graced the 50 pence since its inception in 1969, and would remain in use until the redesign of circulating 50p coins in 2008. Ironside's Britannia is rooted in ancient Roman and classical iconography, but filtered through centuries of British symbolism. Britannia is shown in a seated position, facing right. She wears a classical robe and a Corinthian-style helmet, evoking ancient warrior aesthetics. She holds a trident in one hand, representing Britain's historic naval power, and a shield bearing the Union flag in the other, signifying national unity and defense. At her feet sits a stylized lion, the traditional animal symbol of courage and the British monarchy. The denomination 50 pence is inscribed below the image. Ironside Britannia became one of the most recognizable figures in modern British coinage. Though she would eventually be replaced on the standard reverse side, her imagery was retained in commemorative issues and continues to be a powerful national icon. The 1997 coin was the last time this reverse would appear on a large-size 50p, adding to its importance. Composition, dimensions, and mintage. The 1997 50 pence coin was struck in copper nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, with a weight of 13.5 grams, a diameter of 30.0 millimeters, and a thickness of 2.5 millimeters. The coin's seven-sided shape is technically a Riolo's heptagon, which means each side has a curve constant with, ensuring that despite its odd shape, the coin would still function properly in vending machines and sorting systems. As for mintage, 60,800,000 of the 1997 large-size 50p coins were minted for circulation, which is relatively high. Nevertheless, their real significance lies not in their rarity, but in their status as the final issue of the large version. In 1998, a smaller, lighter 50p coin was introduced to replace it. That new coin, which weighed 8.0 grams and had a diameter of 27.3 millimeters, retained the same heptagonal shape and obverse design until the effigy changed in the same year, but its dimensions made it more user-friendly. Because of this, most of the large-size 50p coins, including the 1997 issue, were withdrawn from circulation over time and are now seldom seen in day-to-day use. However, they remain legal tender and are still honored by the Bank of England. Numismatic significance and collector interest. For coin collectors and historians, the 1997 50p coin is often viewed as a transitional artifact, bridging the late 20th century numismatic tradition with a newer, more practical era of British coinage. While not especially rare in terms of mintage, its symbolic importance cannot be overstated. It represents the end of a design era, the last use of Maclau's effigy on a large 50p, and the final circulation of full-size Britannia design in its original format. As such, the 1997 50p is commonly collected in circulated and uncirculated condition. It may also appear in mint sets produced by the Royal Mint that year, often as part of commemorative or proof sets. Its presence in those sets increases its visibility among numismatists, especially those who specialize in British coinage or transitional coinage types. In terms of value, circulated examples are generally common and inexpensive. However, coins in mint or proof condition, especially those housed in original Royal Mint packaging, carry higher premiums. The value of such coins is not only monetary, but also historical and aesthetic, cultural and historical context. To fully appreciate the 1997 50p coin, one must understand the broader historical and cultural landscape of the United Kingdom at the time. The late 1990s were a period of social and political change in Britain. The Labour Party under Tony Blair would come to power in 1997, ushering in what was called the New Labour era, characterized by a blend of traditional Labour values with modern, centrist reforms. This marked a turning point after nearly 2 decades of conservative rule under Margaret Thatcher and John Major. In popular culture, Britain was experiencing the height of the Cool Britannia movement, a renaissance in music, fashion, and national confidence, symbolized by bands like Oasis and Blur, the rise of British film, and global interest in British identity. These years also witnessed the tragic death of Princess Diana in 1997, a seismic event in modern royal history, which triggered a public outpouring of grief and a reassessment of the monarchy's relationship with the public. Amid this backdrop, the coinage of